start recording, and one should not be getting any of that. One is not going to get any of that. Ooh. Which one was it? And let's just see whether Tori is connected yet. It is 7:54 here in the United States. If you are listening on mashedradio.com, thank you very much for doing so. Let's open these up. Let's get things going. He might have overslept or bailed. Oh, goodness. Let's see where Tori is. Oh, I got a notification. Got a notification that the Dirty Boxers Sunday service is live. Okay, that's weird. Where's my emails? Weird. Oh. Why would I be buying a cloud tier? When did I buy that? It doesn't make sense. All right. I don't hear anything from... It is 7:56, and we do not have Mr. Torre. Hey, who else is online? Let's see here. Ben is a host. He's got a yellow dot next to him in the Discord. Mando Tori has no dots. He is offline. Bushibanton is online. He's got a red dot. Oh, well. Should we kill the show? Or should we not? Maybe. We should probably get into the chat, maybe. Yeah, there it is. Dot. Broadcasting live now. We should be starting here in a few minutes because everything is timed out. Did a lot of stuff today. Wondering about how that's going to work. Wondering how the adverts are going to work. This being meshed radio. Julia 1, 2. Let me pull that down just a little bit. All right. I'm ready. Because the computer's going to start firing off things here in just a second. Kill that. Hello there. Hello. Start talking.
I didn't oversleep. I don't know why you would think I overslept. I didn't oversleep.
No. You're just in time for this glorious train wreck. 2 minutes.
I've got my ticket.
Okay. Here's what's going to happen.
You'll be coming round. No.
I can't hear you. You are silent, man.
Oh, boy. Let me,
goose thing's over here. Make sure you're all right.
Let me jiggle the handle here.
Yeah, now, is everything plugged into the right port?
I think so, but I've thought that a lot of times when it wasn't. Let me see here. Let me look at Betty. Oh, geez.
Give me the fat channel. Fat channel, where's the fat channel? Dang it.
Okay, well, output volume is way down. Let me turn this up just a little more. Wait a minute, not that much. How's it okay? How's it sound now?
We're going to kick off here in just a moment. So let me goose you up in Discord. Maybe that'll work. There we go. Just try now.
Yeah, hello, testy 1 2 1 2s.
Where are you?
Hello.
I see you. There you are.
Hello, 1 2s, testing 1 2s, 2s 2s, 1 2s, 2s. You can't refuse.
Gotcha.
On the news.
All right. Okay, that shouldn't even be up. Oh, boy. Good Lord. Good. When the computers say they're going to start at this time, they're going to start at this time, whether you're ready or not. Tori, you all right?
I'm okay. I need an adult.
Yes, you do. Well, there we go. Oh, man. Good morning, everybody. Good evening and good afternoon and good night. How y'all are? My name is Big Voice Jay. I am pushing the buttons, hopefully in the right places. And over there's Mr. Mando Torre.
Hello, Jay.
Damn, you stupid.
Whoa, what just happened?
Well, that was rather poorly or well-timed, depending on who you are.
Oh, color-coded buttons. That's what happens around here. I paid $11 for this jingle player, and should probably put it in a place where I can see it. I meant to do this here with some applause to welcome you into the place, but no, can't be bothered. That's what happens.
I've been known to hit the wrong jingle once or, well, that once. That was just that once.
Just that one time, huh? Yeah. So here's the thing. We are, I did check this morning, and we are broadcasting live on mashedradio.com. So let's say a big voice J hello to everybody over there. And we are also streaming on the YouTube live at dirtyboxers.net/live.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag indeed. Now, I made a challenge to myself. Can we get through this weekend doing a show on the internet, on YouTube, without Lee getting at least 25 different copyright notices?
I hope not.
So I did some jiggering and I did some poking, and the YouTube stream will not hear any music. They'll hear me and you. They'll hear the odd sound effect if we're playing a video or anything like that. But other than that, because to celebrate being on Mashed Radio for the first and maybe the final time, we are going to play some mashups. Always wanted to do this part of the show. Normally, I am the voice of Mashed Radio, and I went into myself talking about Mashed Radio there just for a second as I was listening to it fade in. And me going, hello, just they got hello. So this will either be a grand experiment or a spectacular failure. In case you didn't know, Tori and I are Americans. So we do things a little bit differently than on the Sunday service. Lee is probably...
Good luck telling us how to do things.
Yes. We already know how to do things. We've read the manual and chucked it in the bin. Don't even bother with that right there. So if you want to hear the full show, jingles, commercials, all that, you got to go over to mashedradio.com and listen to it there. You can still do the chatting and whatnot inside of YouTube, but you're not going to hear any of the music because, as I said, to celebrate getting on Mashed Radio, we're going to have breaks. And we have to adhere to the rules, as Lee said. Last week we have to have 2 mandatory breaks. I've put in 3 so that we could play mashups. We could do a little commercials. We could do this and that. But the field is wide open, and we can pretty much do whatever we want. That said,
It can be the regularly scheduled Fuster Cluck.
yes. Oh, there will be flusters. All kinds.
I'll be
of
clucking.
Oh, yes. All kinds. All kinds. In the second hour of the show, we want to talk about great places to find a gun. What's wrong with what's wrong with GameStop? And can spyware turn your kid gay? Ooh. Extra dirty. The third hour of the program. I have to address an elephant in the room. It's a big elephant, and he demands attention, but I will put him off until the third hour of the show. Because I thought long and hard about it. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, big elephant, small room, and I did think long and hard about it. And I ain't fully wrapped my head around it yet because I have to admit Lee was right about something.
Don't be silly, Jay. I mean, it's early in the show for that.
Well, that's what I mean. We cannot have this just rolling around dealing with that. So. We'll deal with it in extra dirty because I'm pretty sure when I roll all this out, you will have words. Big words with multiple syllables.
Oh, I'll think of a few along the way.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, you know what? You will have time to do so because normally we would break at the top and bottom of every hour, but we're going to get some mashups in. We're going to get the ads in. So you'll have time to ruminate. Have you had any coffee this morning? I haven't had any. I brewed a cup right here, and it's just sitting there on the desk. Have you had any?
I've had a couple sips of my Sumatran that I have sitting right next to me as we speak. I
seem to have made another mistake. Perhaps I didn't rinse out the cup too good. I'm getting a hint of Dawn in my coffee with cream. So, let's just enjoy. And that's a big 32-ounce tumbler, too. So, let's just enjoy that.
Is it the Spring Fresh Dawn or the antimicrobial?
Mountain Fresh, don't you know? Mountain Fresh. For that just washed cup feeling.
It tastes like my stomach's going to be clean soon.
Yes. I don't think that's how they do the cleanse. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong. But if I am, you can email ben@dirtyboxers.net. And if you have any suggestions, questions, comments, things like that, you can email all of that to ben@dirtyboxers.net. I didn't fire up Skype. I got enough going on right here. So, how was the eclipse, Tori?
Oh, I don't think I can do it justice with words, so I will just say I thought it was magnificent.
Yeah. Tell you what, Mr. Big...
And oversold.
Oversold? Why?
Yeah, well, for the length of the show. The length of the show was about, there's a big buildup, and then there's 2 minutes of just wow, and then there's like, I hate to complain about a miraculous natural phenomena, such as it were, but there's an hour of buildup before the, totality.
Oh, it was more than an hour buildup.
Well, the actual staring at the sun bit, which is kind of stupid. But then afterwards, everyone, I don't know, once totality was over, I was done with it. Completely and utterly done with it. Even though I could put my glasses back on and look up and see the same thing I was gawking at for an hour, and just the reverse, no longer impressive to see, 90% of the sun covered by the moon. Not impressed with it at all. So what I was so impressed at leading up to totality, I was immediately nonplussed with.
Oh, that's a shame. My face hurt right afterwards.
My stomach hurt for 3 days.
Did it?
I followed the lead of our leader and took my glasses off during totality because I couldn't see anything at all.
Hilarious. I got it here somewhere. There it is. From the Daily Mail. The president risks blindness as he peeks at the solar eclipse without his glasses. There, look at him. There he is on YouTube. And there's Melania doing things like that. Whoa, look out. And
you know he doesn't do that in a tanning booth.
No, of course not. Of course not. And
that's one thing we do know scientifically about him. He does not tan his eyelids.
Let me do something here. What was I doing? Yeah. Okay. So we are going to take a break. The music didn't fire off, but we'll try something like this here. And we shall take a break, and I'll tell you what I did and the many, many points of failure. Oh, there it is. Still didn't work. All right. Finish your thought there, Tori, just for a second.
Well, I'm looking forward to the next eclipse in 7 years. It's going to be traveling right past us again, going the other way. Looming perilously over the San Andreas fault line on both occasions, so that there will be no shortage of people who tell us the world's ending again.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen. That's a given. But you know what? I love the buildup, and I love the live streaming. NASA just went all the way out to show you that, A, they're still relevant, and B, we need to fund them a lot more than what we're doing. They had a plane specially fitted with those films on the glasses so that they could use high-powered cameras to take pictures of the eclipse in all its glory. I didn't have as much of a good of a time, Mal. Tell you about that when we get back. Good morning, Mash Radio. Good morning, YouTube. If you want to hear the music, get off of YouTube. Stay and chat there, but go to mashradio.com. Oh, there it is. Proud to bring you the Dirty Boxers Saturday show. Our friends at Amazon.com. Jeff Bezos has too much money. Went there and sat right there on the business channel. Fell off my chair when I heard that. Anyway, you can help put a smile on Jeff Bezos' face by putting some cash in Lee's pocket. Here's how. Go to dirtyboxers.net/Amazon. Shop as you normally do. And when you go through that link, it tells the big service to say, hey, put a little of this total and send it to the UK. Go to dirtyboxers.net/Amazon and everybody is happy. You might make Jeff Bezos so happy, you might buy another grocery store. dirtyboxers.net/Patreon. Or, what was I saying? I was in full-on shill mode and I completely forgot the address. dirtyboxers.net/Amazon. Tori, you back with us? And he's not.
Indeed, I am.
What just happened here?
Did you ever have a window in front of the window you needed to get to unmute something and you could not get there quick enough?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think I ever told you about the time we accidentally started playing porn in the office. It was an accident, but during our, it was just a long time ago. I think the statute of limitations is up on it. Every computer at that time had speakers, right? And during just a random sweep, just a random check of things to make sure everything is of the finest quality for all of our customers, somebody clicked on a link. Not going to say who, but they had I guess they took their headphones out, but the speakers were up, and lo and behold, somebody was getting after it.
Joined this movie already in progress.
Yes. Oh, boy. But, yeah, that was, you want to see somebody scrambling. I ain't never seen nobody that big move that fast without the hot light being on at Krispy Kreme. It was impressive and intimidating because that's what you can do when you're properly motivated.
Yeah, motivation. It's what's for breakfast.
I want to keep my job, so I probably shouldn't have this on. Darn. Oh, well. Anyway. Oh, what's that? And now we have data.
I was going to say, someone was calling in going to tell us about their same experience with that. But let's face it, if we get through all of the listeners' stories about being caught watching porn, we're not going to get to any of the rest of the show today.
Oh, goodness, no. I did all this prep. Anyway, here's what happened on the day of the eclipse for me. Dr. Big Shot thought he was going to be sharp and get a dozen or so of those Eclipse donuts from Krispy Kreme that people wouldn't shut up about. And so I get to the office and I fire up Uber Eats and I say, hey, give me 2 dozen of those Eclipse donuts. That's what I want. And what I got were 2 dozen peanut butter donuts. This bear will not hunt, Monsignor. So when I called up Uber and I said, hey, what happened here? Then they said, well, we can't show the comments because you'd said, as this is a limited time thing, they're not going to rejigger their menu to say Eclipse donuts for a limited time, obviously. So I punched 2 glazed donuts and I said, hey, make these the Eclipse donuts right in the comments, like you would normally do, like if you wanted sauce on the side or something like that. No, couldn't be bothered to read it. Nope, could not be bothered. So now I got 2 dozen peanut butter donuts. And I don't know how you feel about peanut butter, but in the commercial setting, don't like it.
Yeah, it's well, you got people that have the allergies, obviously. But let's face it, you're not going to buy 2 dozen donuts and give them to your coworkers if they're not the special ones. That's a special occasion. And you know what? Peanut butter, I love you, but you're not special. You're just peanut butter.
You're just nuts that had a breakdown.
Yeah, someone stomped on a peanut until it became smooth.
Where are you on the peanut butter? Smooth or chunky, man?
I got to tell you, Jay, for, I don't know, years and years, I was a smooth guy, but now I'm kind of leaning towards that crunchy.
I'm telling you, chunky's where it's at, man. Get up in there. Yeah, get a little texture.
I've made the complete switch to, I only have honey roasted peanut butter now.
Oh, that was a game changer when that came out. No, that was great.
Yeah, I'm sold.
So I'm in the office. I got 2 dozen peanut butter donuts. I worked through about 1 or 2 of them, and then I just made sure I was nowhere near those boxes. We were, everybody was handing out the branded Eclipse watching glasses, which worked pretty good. I was able to start up a live stream of what was I watching? I was watching the NASA live feed, and everybody apparently was hitting NASA, and all the media operations were hitting NASA because their site was crunched. The few times you could get in, you could see the beautiful horrors that is live television, and especially a government agency doing live television that doesn't really do live television for this many people all that much. They would throw it to somebody, and then they'd be on the screen picking their nose or combing their hair or something like that, and they go, "Hey, when are we going on the air?" Something like that. Of course, the news channels got into it. I hear Shepard Smith was pretty much epic on Fox News. There was a supercut of him. I don't have it with me because I wasn't watching that. Then the big hour came. I'm out there, and I did something I normally rail against doing. I'm out there with a group of people, and they've got their phones out, and without going completely insane, I whipped my phone out too. It's just mistakes all the way around here.
Jay.
I know full well that there are many, many more people with cameras that are more experienced than me. And usually I just leave things on autopilot when it comes to the camera on the phone, so I don't have to worry about it. Nope. I'm just under, this is ethereal. And since my area was in the totality, it got weird. Our building is close to a soccer field, and there was a group of folks out there, and you could hear them just going insane over there. The street lights started to come on. There was a flock of birds that lit on the what do you call it? The wires, the cables that were electrical poles. You speak this morning. That's weird. All in all, I'd say it was a great experience. I was very, very concerned because my face hurt and I had a headache afterwards. And I made sure to not stare at the eclipse, but I was staring at my phone while I was staring at the eclipse. And I wasn't wearing the glasses, but I was looking at the viewfinder, not the sun itself.
Yeah, I don't know that that's enough degrees of Kevin Bacon to be safe.
Yeah, great. Well, at least I'm not one of these stupid people that went and put sunscreen in their eye during the eclipse.
I thought we agreed with not bring that up.
Oh, well, then we didn't hear nothing then. But we do have Florida news coming up. And later on this week, I nearly burned down the house. Plus, as this is the American version of the Dirty Boxers show, we will talk about food. There's some disturbing things going on with food. Tori, don't know if you know about this.
I'm a big fan of food.
Oh, are you now? I do like their work. They do good things.
We've always had an intimate relationship.
Well, I don't think we need to be talking about that. Wait till Extra Dirty. Hang on a second. We shall return. Yeah, it is. Okay. Proud to bring you the Dirty Boxers Saturday show. Why, it's Patreon. Why, you can be a red shirt, a producer, or some many, many fantastic things for just $1 a month. Yeah, that's it. Just $1 a month. Go to dirtyboxers.net/Patreon or patreon.com/dirtyboxers. It is, like I said, the eclipse was a great thing. I'm glad we're all over it. I'm glad we're all done with it. But someone's going to have to live with their consequences just a wee bit more. I've put a link to a story in the Discord, and it looks to be, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to tell tales out of school, it looks to be Florida news.
Ooh, baby, it's making me crazy. It's making me crazy. Every time I look around, every time I look around, it's in my face.
Now, I know everybody starts to do crazy things when it comes to the eclipse, but here's a Florida man arrested after he stops a stolen car to watch the eclipse. That's amazing. According to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Joscan Feliciano Rosado stole a car and was being followed by the auto theft unit shortly before the eclipse. As the eclipse approached, he stopped the vehicle outside a local store and parked up. The man, who had clearly been listening to eclipse safety advice, if not the rest of the laws, went inside to buy a welder's mask so that he could safely view the spectacle. The eclipse enthusiast then proceeded to go outside and put on the welding mask to watch it. When he looked up safely at the eclipse and after he was done, he was arrested. There's a picture of him. I like that the science blog fuzzed out his face, but Facebook did not. He stole a vehicle and was being followed. A guy never saw it coming.
The graphic I saw, they eclipsed out his face.
Yes, they did. It's unclear whether the Florida man took the car solely for the purpose of watching the eclipse and that the alleged car thief has yet to be prosecuted for it. Now, this post has proved divisive, as many things are on Facebook. Some people were laughing, others praising his science enthusiasm. If someone turns this into a STEM argument, I'm just getting off the internet altogether. Another person blamed the eclipse itself for the man's behavior. See, now that's what I was afraid was going to happen. People getting on, doing weird things, letting their freak flag fly. And then when they get caught out about it, the eclipse made me do it.
Well, why not the full moon? I mean, you talk to a lot of police and emergency rooms, they'll tell you full moons when people just start losing their minds.
Oh, yeah. Many is the time where I've been into a Walmart, walked out in the night and saw a full moon and says, that explains the display I saw in the store. Somebody was
and
walking.
By display, you don't mean something that was on sale.
By display, I mean customers. People who managed to make it on the road via license or otherwise, managed to get into the store and were picking up a few things for the rest of their evening. Of course, I'm up in there, so I cut you off. What'd you say?
They're more or less dressed. I worked at a Walmart in Florida for a short time, and it was right next to the beach. And let's just say shoes, no shoes, no service was basically the policy.
How can you have anything near the beach and not exercise that policy at all times? Right? I mean, because
there were times when it was a great policy.
Well, yeah. If the right person comes in barefoot, you want to serve them as much as you possibly can. But then you get, Big Mama walking in there with about 12 kids on tow. All the kids just barefoot as can be, as is the mom, because we just got off the beach. We ain't never been nowhere. And they're
come in there like a mama possum with the kids attached on the back.
Yeah. I don't know what that kid is holding on to, but he's holding on to for dear life. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would imagine. Are there Walmarts in Vegas? Yeah, there's a Walmart in Vegas, right? I'm pretty sure the Vegas grocery stores, the Target stores, the department stores, for all of you overseas, might be a close second to people on the beach. Because as Lee is probably on the beach now, can I tell you, I take that back. I've been to the beach twice. I'm not fired up to get there. While I'm there, this is nice. I put my feet in the sand and I watch the ocean. That's great. I don't see me spending a whole day there, a whole evening, maybe just 25, 30 minutes. Because not only am I bored out of my gourd, I got what you like to call in the business fair skin, and will not tan. I believe the word is burn. I will burn very, very quickly. I would look like a walking stop sign. I would literally be a flying tomato if I were to stay out in the sun for too long.
I get my fill of the beach fairly quick. But I think a big part of why I don't enjoy the beach, especially at the ocean more, is when I was 6, I saw this movie called Jaws.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That evoked a lifelong terror about getting out of my lane. My lane is land living.
Yes. 2 movies that have stuck with me forever and have altered my view on their subject matter. One, get out of here. Get out of here. 1, Jaws, much like you. 2, Cujo. You remember that movie?
Cujo. Yes, I do. Stephen King.
Oh my God, that one turned me off dogs forever. I'm not a full-on cat person, but I can see their appeal.
Yeah, it was a bit. Is it just me, or was that 60 minutes in a car?
Say it again?
It seemed like 60 minutes of that movie was just in a car. Trying to get out of the car. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, back then, we moved at a slower pace. We took our time getting to the story, and I would imagine someone might have locked the door. Because I'm slowly starting to remember the scene you're talking about.
I don't think that the same movie could be made in the day of cell phones.
Oh, no.
That might be more scary to this generation than the dog, is the fact that they didn't have cell phones then.
Holy crap, you're right. They didn't have cell phones.
Ooh, idea for a new horror movie.
Uh-oh.
The Night the Tower Went Down.
Yes. The night of the old technology. Ooh. You got to be careful about that. Don't touch that, Ethel. You don't know where it's been.
Maybe that's what the purge started that acid.
I really wanted there to be a purge this time. Just anything goes. You just start lighting something on fire. I need it for warmth. You know, something like that. But I guess not.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. What is it, 2024? Are you going to be, is it going to be a totality type thing next time?
Absolutely.
Coming
through Little Rock and heading on towards the northeast, I think.
Now, will there be as much hype as this one was?
That depends on the hotels and the path of totality.
Hang on. And by the way, Lester Holt is boring. And you may be right. So the second hour of the Dirty Boxers show is ready to go. And I'm Big Boss Jay, and let's welcome Mr. Mando Torre. Hello. We have a bit of an issue here. Somehow, during the last music break, I got disconnected from Mashed Radio. We're still on YouTube. We're still broadcasting there. But, of course, they were getting dead air because we fixed it so that you couldn't hear any of the music, and Lee wouldn't get a copyright strike violation, whatchamacallit. So as of right now, that's the only place we're on because Edcats could not be bothered with connecting or trying to connect. I'll tell you what, that's not right. So we're going to fix this live on the air right now while we shouldn't really say live because, it's just, as it stands, it looks like it's just me. Tori might have gone and refreshed some things, and he has not returned. I told him, let's be back here at the top of the next hour, and he might have taken a little bit longer. So we're trying to reconnect here. And it keeps giving me a disconnect from server. I'm not connecting. Nope, can't be bothered. And, of course, if you want to chat, you can chat in the YouTube Live. Or if you feel so inclined, you can get to the Discord. Discord.com/dirtyboxers. And this thing is just not connecting at all. Stop auto-connect. Let's make sure we get everything in here as it is supposed to be. I believe we are an Icecast server. We got the URL, we got the port, we got the password, we got all of that good stuff right in there, and it's supposed to work. So when I press OK, we should be connecting. Keyword there, should. We are not connecting, however, and things are not looking up. It's weird. It was working fine for, a good 45, 50 minutes before taking a giant dump and saying, nope, not working. It's the weekend. I am out. You'd think we'd have some time to test all these things, and we did. After work, get in here, flip things on, make sure things are as they needed to be, testing as we want to do to make sure the show is of the finest quality, and make sure everybody's not muted here, and we're not muted. So we are live troubleshooting the most riveting of radio. And you can hear me slowly type the keys, the type. While we're doing that, let's have some dogs or something. There we go. Why don't y'all look at that while I try to fix this? Give me some hold music, will you? So we are connected, and no, we're not connected. That's just great. All right, Tori, maybe has joined us, maybe not. Let me grab a sip of coffee as I try to cope with this here. The metadata is working now, but we've just completely not going to work. Edcast is saying, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it. So I've made that joke before, and I will continue to do so because it's funny to me and me alone. Let me see if that password is correct. And we can do. Yeah. By all points and counts, this should be on, rolling, and all that, but doesn't seem to be. So, what were we doing? And I don't know what happened to Tori. He might have had to reconnect. He might have Discord might have done some things. Discord might have gotten rough with him. We don't rightly know. Anyway, y'all didn't come here to hear about that. Y'all came here to hear about other things. But if we're not streaming on anything, then what does it matter? Let's switch sources here. Switch. There we go. We're just taking our own sweet time today. I should have known that we might have had a bit of an issue when I looked up over at the metadata thing and says, I can't open this. I don't know what this is. What is this supposed to be? It was the file that feeds the metadata down to the servers that say, hey, at this point, you, sir, need to be playing a commercial. And it did not do that. It said, I don't know what to do with this. But what can you do? All we can do is test it and make sure that it is running fine. And we did do extensive testing the week leading up to this. But hey, it's live. We don't know what is happening. It just says we're reconnecting. Now we're connected, and now we're disconnected. So I had taken a moment to set up a Shoutcast server. That was connected, so I disconnected that. We'll stop the auto connect here. We'll set this to configure yet again. We're at 128. Yes, sample rate. Yes. 2 for stereo. We got the MP3 codec. We got the. Should that be on Shoutcast or should that be on Icecast? I don't know what happened to Tori. Tori will normally have himself taste beverage, or he may have to go and do something when the music breaks. But he hasn't come back yet. So it says it's connected. And I think we're connected. We might be back on. Let me check meshed radio here. And I am hearing myself on mesh radio, so we are connected. Huzzah! Oh, I need a big old buzzer for that. Yes. No, that's not right, you idiot. Well, we're just having ourselves a great old time here. Let's reconnect with the Bluetooth, shall we? So you won't be looking all crazy on the internet. Just talking to yourself and doing things. Oh. All right. So I forgot to do that, and we've spent the entire time wondering about that. We've blown past the break, which doesn't matter because no one can hear it anyway. Ugh. What are we going to do about this? Tori seems to have disappeared, so let me just do this here. And be a live shrug emoji for the next few minutes. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, it's free. Question mark? Oh, all right. So, we'll use this music break to see if we can reconnect with Tori. We'll see if we can reconnect this stupid tablet to the Bluetooth so that we can have the sounds like we like it. Yeah, and we should probably work on the faders and things like that. We did do testing, and everything was fine, but testing in a test environment and testing it live, two different things. Ask any programmer, any dude named Ben. They'll tell you that right now. So, give us a few minutes. Hang on.
Damn, you stupid. Damn, you stupid.
Here's the situation. Something happened, and we all have to deal with it. That's my take on it. Big West J here. Joining me in the second hour, hopefully, is mandatory. Hello. Is anyone there? Hello. Okay, that's just great. I got no Tori. Tori is not there. Well, let's try to move things around here. We've just is anyone there? That's just great. All right, let me just pull this up here. And Discord just disappeared on me. Let me see if I can restart Discord. Discord, it says it was running. It says, hey, I'm here. I've got Tori. He's waiting to talk, and he's going to be funny, and it's going to be great. And then, whoop, disappeared. Gone. You gotta love technology. You gotta love it. I don't know. Maybe. And now they're saying there's no input devices. I'll tell you what. We are just having ourselves a right old time with Discord today. And let's see here. Let's quit that Discord. I think the problem was we were using a beta version of Discord that got loaded for some reason. As we were trying to alleviate the audio problems we were having, we loaded up the beta version of Discord. So let's see if we can't find the stable version of Discord. Now, stable anything in computer terms is a bit of a misnomer, but we'll see what we can do here. As I'm typing it in here, STORD, and there you are. There's Discord. Let's get that in here and see if we can't run. Maybe we can reconnect. We have reconnected with Mashed Radio. That is on. However, the thing that serves the metadata isn't. I've got no input devices. Okay. There's no input devices inside of Discord. So, let's restart. We're going to have to restart Discord one more time. So that's what we're doing. We spent a lot of time. All right, fine. Well, you spent a lot of time making content and getting it nice and ready, so that we could be have all kinds of lovely talkies and great conversations. But nope, cannot be bothered. Once you make plans, rest assured someone's laughing at it. Case in point, I cannot get any voice settings inside of Discord. Discord is saying, you don't have any input devices, you silly boy. It says, I've got nothing to do with you, and we're not going to have anything to do with you. So, And as this is all on my end, I can't just sit back and go, oh, that's something else. That sucks for whoever has to fix that. But it turns out I'm the one who has to fix it. So it sucks for me. Everybody note that down. This sucks for me. And everybody else, because they've probably switched off to something else. We've got multiple instances of Discord running. That's great. Don't need to have that. We don't need to have that. And why do we have that running? That shouldn't be running. Oh, dear. Live tech help right here on mashedradio.com, which is exactly what you go to Mashed Radio for. Great mashups and me faffing about with the keyboard. Okay, now this is a new problem. Oh, there we go. We've got inputs. We've got inputs, people. We have inputs. I'd press a button, but I'm afraid it would cause other mischief. And just like that, we have lost our Bluetooth connection. That's just great. Anyway, let's see if we can't get Tori back in here, so that we can continue the show. We'll just leave everything else as its default. Let's get into the Dirty Boxers Discord, which you can do as you can if you want. Look like people have been talking, doing that. And hello, are we here? Come on, connect. There we go.
Hello.
Yeah. So that was a thing.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Jay.
That was a thing that there's stuff happened, and that was that. Okay, so we don't have time to get into anything of the rest. So here's what happened. There were many things crashed. One of them being Discord. Discord just disappeared. He says, I got nothing here. Then Edcast decided, oh, the show's over. Disconnecting. And what's worse is we were not firing off the ads as we were supposed to because someone forgot to start the metadata server that says, oi, this is an advert. You need to do that. But hey, we got one more hour to go. So what were we doing here? Why am I hearing you?
Is that a trick question?
No, that's not a trick question.
Well, the reason you're hearing me is because we're here on a Saturday to do an Americano Dirty Boxer show for the listeners.
Yes, for the listeners.
We should probably look at our listeners to decide whether this is worth it.
That is a good question. Don't know what I see a random European running around in the Discord chat.
Don't like it. Don't know.
Don't know what's going on with that. We've also got a random Australian in there. Now, I thought the European was supposed to be on the beach somewhere. It is afternoon over there because it's morning over here. That's how I know that.
He said beach.
Yes. But we seem to be running, ? We seem to be on. Let me just check my phone here right quick. I've got Mashed Radio loaded up right there. But we seem to be running. All right. So that seems to be on and running. What were we going to talk about? All right, here's what we'll do.
Yes. Lee is on the beach, so everybody be sure to wear your sunglasses so you're not blinded by his legs.
He has some of the brightest thighs on the planet. I thought it odd he lead with that on his business card, but Whatever makes you stand out, man.
People throw around the word porcelain a lot these days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alabaster.
Alabaster. I haven't heard alabaster in a good long while. God, that name brings back memories. Anyway, none of them we'll discuss here. We don't have time. We don't have time. We're running behind. We'll see if we can't get.
We can get caught up, Jay. I have faith in you.
Oh, good. Well, if things stay connected, and if things just stay connected and things don't crash, then we should be able to slip in an ad. I've got. We're gonna run 2 songs, and then we're gonna come back. And we were going to talk about food, but I'm going to throw it to you, Tori. If there's anything that's on your chest, you may alleviate it in the next segment.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Get the dump button ready, will you? All right. Hang on a second. We shall return. Okay. I've done all the jiggering and poking I'm going to do this hour. Big Voice Jay here. Mando Torres right over there. Maybe. Hopefully.
No.
Oh. Never been so happy to hear a man's voice. Well, things are literally just crashing around. But we seem to be up and stable. I promised this segment to you, and it is yours. Go.
Well, I thought I would take an opportunity in this segment, Jay, thank you very much, to talk about something that people are not talking about. And, I just wanted to use this platform to say there's this show called Game of Thrones that I watch. And there's a lot of people that watch it, apparently, based off books, like a lot of TV and movies are. And people are enthusiastic about this show so much that they have decided. Yes. If you're a podcast fan, you may be able to find a podcast that talks about Game of Thrones if you search for it. I suspect there may be more than one Game of Thrones podcast, but I will just say this in general about Game of Thrones podcast, and that there's something to be said about people who like something so much that they feel the need to pick at it incessantly, like a scab that's been around too long.
Go on.
And when you pick at a scab that's been around too long, you might get rid of the scab and it may not bleed still, but you may leave a scar. And I like to critique things I like, but then I also sometimes just like to sit back and enjoy them. And I think that can be lost when you become a fanatic for things. You lose your ability just to sit back and absorb the content rather than trying to micro-analyze every single aspect of the show. There's not a lot of people talking about Game of Thrones in that aspect. It's a lot of, oh, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And as much as I'd like to fanfic out a bunch of romances and stuff in the show, I'm not going to let it break me up or ruin my experience of this material by further geeking out about it. Because I've geeked about it for years now, and it's not that I'm worn out with it. Just the show always surprises me and comes up with brilliant things that I would not have thought of to do at all. So I don't know why, in all the criticism of the show, people feel like they are going to come up with something better than the showrunner.
I am not a Game of Thrones watcher, but I have heard talk about it. Heard someone talking about it yesterday, and this has been a split. This season has caused a rift in the fandom. Where are you at on this? Are you in the camp of, well, this could be better, or this is absolutely fantastic, don't change a thing?
Well, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'll just go out on a limb and say this is the best show that's ever existed. And that's not to say that it doesn't leave out parts that, I mean, for me, this goes back to Tom Bombadil and Lord of the Rings. Tom Bombadil was possibly my favorite part of the books, and completely left out of the movies. And I didn't let that ruin the movies for me, because to date, those 3 movies are the best J.R.R. Tolkien movies that have ever been created. Now, I would not be opposed to any if 20 more directors wanted to all create trilogies of the Lord of the Rings saga, I would watch probably all 20. And then I may go back and say, oh yes, the Peter Jackson version missed out on Tom Bombadil, whereas the M. Night Shyamalan did not. But until I have that opportunity to criticize them, then I will say that the Lord of the Rings movies are the best Lord of the Rings movies ever made, and I will enjoy them for that, because I like Tolkien. And much the same way, Game of Thrones, this is some of the most fantastical, storytelling that I've seen on TV. And yeah, I read the books too, and they're a different thing. I love the show. Bottom line, breasts and dragons. What more do you want?
You know who doesn't watch Game of Thrones?
Lee, because he's a numpty.
Well, yeah, that's that. But George R. Martin doesn't watch the show.
He doesn't have to. He hears about it every day, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. From the AV News here, he says he doesn't have time to watch the show. He doesn't have time to
count money.
Well, yeah, he's busy just staring at that bank account, and busy doing other things. The AV Club article says here he did take some time to answer a few questions. Whether he takes suggestions from fans, he doesn't. And if there's any connections between Westeros politics and their real life counterpart, he says there isn't. I think that's a bit dubious, but that's just me. But politics is stranger than fiction sometimes. I mean, just roll through House of Cards, which I've heard is another really cracking show. One that even I got accused of being on in season 5. Either somebody said, "Oh, I thought I heard you on the TV on the House of Cards season 5." I was like, "No, look, if I was on House of Cards anything, I'd be telling everybody. It'd be the first words out of my mouth. Catch me out on House of Cards. Check it out."
I thought
you watched that yet?
Second thing. Hi, my name is Jay. You might know me from House of Cards.
Do you know who I am?
I know important people.
I know important people. I sat in a room next to Kevin Spacey. Boom! Sit out.
I have friends.
But speaking of TV, I'm woefully behind on House of Cards. I just can't get into Game of Thrones. I'm not sure where I sit on it. Like I said, this last season is dividing people, and the last thing I want to do is to get into an online spat about a show which I had nothing to do with. You know what I mean? Everybody has
so many things you can argue about on the internet. Why limit it to something like that?
But of course, there's so many things that I can argue about. I mean, good Lord, the pizza making form by itself is just, whoa. I mean, you get people on a rant about tomato sauce. It's as if you were never even there. You just shut down the laptop and go read or something. Yes, I said read.
Don't even think about incorporating heat into your pizza sauce.
Oh my God. That was quite the divisive topic. And we're back to food. How did we do this? Did I do this? Where's Ben?
I think we're just brilliant. I don't know.
I blame Ben because he's not here to defend himself. That is his department.
If Ben would like to defend himself, he has these 5 seconds to do so.
And 5 seconds begins now. Well, that's nice. Okay. I'm sure that was 5 seconds. What? Shut up. That's what's supposed to happen. 5 seconds are up, and he will not defend himself. So that will do that.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. Case closed. Solving the world's problems. The American Dirty Boxers Show.
You're welcome, Lee.
You are welcome, sir. Tell you what. Once we get into Extra Dirty, we will. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to play a few more mashups. Tori will go get some coffee. I will go get some coffee and maybe something stronger by course of the events today. We will meet back up here at the top of the next hour for Extra Dirty, and we will finally address this gigantic, gargantuan, fairly above average elephant in the room. That being said, just in case, we'll make sure nothing else breaks. We'll make sure everything is connected. We'll make sure things don't crash on us. Maybe I should just shut down the computer now. Hang on. Well, there, that'll do it for us. Well, maybe not. That will do it for the main show. Do hope you've enjoyed yourself. All the technical problems, all of the glitches and whatnot. Dealing with a glitch right now. Oh, goodness Lord. There we go.
I've got a name.
Oh, do you? Dealing with a glitch right now. I'm trying to fix it there. We're going to roll right into Extra Dirty. Here, as soon as the music starts playing, we do a little ting, we do a little dance, and we thank the producers who made this possible. Namely, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. Anyway, I'm Big Voice Jay. Tori, thank you very much for joining us here.
Cheers, Jay. Thank you.
And we're going to roll right into it. That's what's going to happen now. Well, beep. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Yes, sir. Welcome to Extra Dirty, where people use words they ought not use in public. Big Voice Jay here.
Yes.
Mandatory right there.
Speaking of words that shouldn't be used in public, if I may, Jay,
Yes.
I'd like to address the cozy smug cunt who decided to go on Twitter and tell me what to say on this show. You,
What?
sir, go fuck yourself.
Yes. Go get him. I would give you a number 3, but we're having a bit of an issue over here. It wouldn't be live, and it wouldn't be a Saturday. We wouldn't be live, and it wouldn't be a Saturday. Where is my settings? I don't know what happened. See, Dr. Big Shot over here thought I'm going to use Bluetooth. Why don't I have to use wires? You crazy. Anyway.
I could say what I want. I'm the alleged co-host.
Yes. He won't come on here and say that. That's what he won't do.
No.
Nope.
It's a you know, if I just had to guess, I'd say it's a lack of bollocks.
Distinct lack of bollocks. There you go.
It's just like one of those empty produce bags hanging from the rack.
Mm-hmm. Why is this fading in and out? Go away. Do I have a ding? Can I have a ding? Give me a ding. I want a ding, dang it. Give me a ding.
He said ding.
It's not doing it on the Bluetooth. All right, fine. You're not going to work, you're not going to work. Anyway.
This snafu.
We just rename the shows the Snafu Hour. Usually when I run things, there's a bit of a dealy bob. But here's what's going to happen. We're not going to play music during this hour of the show. So Tori, you can give your mute button a rest. But we will break. Let's see. When are we breaking? We're breaking at 20 and 40 past, I think. Yeah, we're breaking at 20 and 40. Just for the ad, and we satisfy all of the boxes. We tick all the boxes, and that way I can say, "Hey, worked over here." It's usually
the thing said it did it.
The thing said it didn't. Thing said it did it. I got a log. It says so right there. It worked.
Look,
you must be in a country that doesn't have ads. I'm still trying to get my dinger to work here. Come in here. Work. Ding. Distinct lack of Bluetooth organization over here.
I've never heard it called that before.
Well, it varies depending on where your head's at these days.
There is that Chuck Berry song.
Yes. And I see you've christened the chat room with a picture of a monkey sucking himself. I'm convinced you have this as live wallpaper
I cracked the
now.
seal on that one quite a bit ago, Jay. You need to scroll down.
Just the determination.
He looks happy, doesn't he?
The determination on his face. This is happening. He's like, they're not going to believe this. Somebody take a picture. Hey, you. Take right here. Come on. Tell you
I
what.
can't help but think this is propaganda from the Laffy Taffy people.
Or Stretch Armstrong. I'll also accept that. I mean, it's just so ridiculous, but it works. Why does it work? It shouldn't work. It's like, this ain't supposed to happen. It's like, holy crap. I was like, we've prepared for this. We've been training for this. This is supposed to happen. Code Red people.
There were videos.
Code Red people. He's done it. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. Shout out to anybody who got kicked.
He'll eat anything.
Oh, yes, he will. Anyway. Yeah, what else is on your mind these days, Tori?
Well, few things. I kind of want to go back to the Game of Thrones thing because I know we've got a lot of fans that enjoy Game of Thrones talk. So what I thought I'd do, since they enjoy the Game of Thrones talk, is give them just a little bit more.
Go on, give it to them.
Because I really think, it's storytelling at its height. Never were there a better show. I like that the accents are non-distinct, sometimes even inconsistent. But overall, just want to say Game of Thrones. Thank
you. Indeed. Oh, what are you doing? That's good. It's good. The Discord thing just I don't remember how to mute freaking Discord.
Remember all you dumb shits out there listening, send all criticisms to Ben at dirtyboxers.net.
Ben at dirtyboxers.net is your primary source for all of your content, all of your suggestions, your comments, your questions/comments. We love getting those. You can go to Ben at dirtyboxers.net and have yourself a time. All right. So we're going to break here at 20 past. I think I have time to get this in. It's 7 after your hour right now. I think I can fully address this elephant in the room. I have to begrudgingly admit that Lee was actually right about something. Damn, you stupid.
No.
I don't?
You're cutting out, Jay. You went through a tunnel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. But I do have things to back it up. And if not to admit Lee was right, we can point at these things and laugh. Now, as you know, about a week or so ago, we had a bit of a dust up with some statues, things like that. And if I could just say, for all of the people, in this area that are fired up about statues and trophies and things like that, this has to be, in all of my travels, the only area of the country, the South, that puts up monuments to second place. It seems to me that
celebrating the losers.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see Atlanta Falcons fans running around with 2016 Super Bowl second place, do you? Well,
I don't see a big Hitler statue under the Eiffel Tower.
No, you don't. By the way, I just happened to come into my head here. Those, when you have a big event like the Super Bowl and you have two teams going at it. And I always wondered how they got the jerseys and the hats and things like that so they could take pictures right after the game. I know somebody who actually works for a company that produces both sides, right? And both sides are there, just to be prepared. And once the winning team is the winner, they get all of that swag. The losing paraphernalia, in this case the Atlanta Falcons, all that gets shipped overseas to some third world country. So maybe there are somebody walking around with a Atlanta Falcons 2016 Super Bowl champions T-shirt and hat. They're just donated.
Or some President Gore hat.
Yeah. President Gore. Oh.
Damn, you stupid.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Oh, darn.
Hey, take care of this, would you?
Doesn't like it. Don't like it now. So I want to. Okay. All of the bluster and the Sturm und Drang aside, you have to look at it right at its core. There are some stupid people doing stupid things on both sides, and sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. While what Trump said was technically correct, it's not something that the people wanted to hear. And by people, I mean namely the media. They didn't want to hear it. I put it in a mindset of, again, if you're in a big game, you've fought hard and you're on the losing side. You sit down on the bus getting ready to get out of here, and teammate comes by and says, you made some mistakes, but they made some mistakes too. You don't want to hear that. It'd take all your strength, whatever strength you have left, to not punch the guy in the face, which apparently this is what had happened during all of the protests and all. There's a lot of blame to go around. I mean, starting at the planning stages, if you're presented with 2 permit applications, one for the white supremacists and one for Antifa, they're going to be meeting at the same park at the same time. Oh, this ought to be good. Approved. Okay. That's what you're doing? All right, fine. But here's where Mr. Brown comes into this. Many is the time, Tori, that you and I have had discussions with Lee where he just, rears back, takes a pop off his coffee and says, you Americans don't know your history. Blah, 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 sausage. And he will go on and on about the country's only 200 plus years old, blah, blah, blah. You don't have any real history. Yabbity, yabbity, yabbity. That's a direct quote, by the way. And I got to thinking about all of the weirdness that happened during the past week. And I'm starting to think, well, dang, there might be something to all this bull crap. Case in point, let's go to Atlanta, first of all. The Peace Monument was desecrated by protesters. It was a monument of peace. It was supposed to be unity, not the Confederacy. Yeah, right. Now let me just do this right here.
Damn, you stupid.
Because Bluetooth is being a butt right now. Let's just get into this right quick. It's a very short story, very stupid on their end. It was damaged by protesters Sunday night. It was erected in 1911 to urge reconciliation after the Civil War, not to celebrate the Confederacy. That's point number 1. Point number 2. I would ding, but Bluetooth is Just being stupid. A Virginia man petitions to replace the Portsmouth Confederate Monument with a statue of Missy Elliott. Now, look, I like Missy's music and all, but I don't think she needs to be a statue. There's been a lot Go ahead.
They angled it wrong. They need to break it down, flip it, and reverse it.
Well, that would take a lot of clay. I don't know whether they want to do that. So, of course, you can do a lot of things on the change.org. And someone decided to put up a petition to make Missy Elliott a statue. And as of Monday last week, 24,000 people had lent their name to the cause. That's really 23,999 more people than really should have.
Well, now we know who bought her last album.
I guess, yeah. And this one has to be the most egregious of all. This is from my man Clay Travis over at Outkick the Coverage. ESPN can't finish stepping on its own man parts. They moved their announcer off of the football game, the UVA football game. The guy's name is Robert Lee, to avoid offending people. How dumb do you think ESPN thinks its viewers are?
Well, they're watching sports. So
well, okay.
Good. To their credit.
All right.
It goes back to the election where, yeah, granted, not everyone that voted for Trump was a racist, but who are the racists going to vote for?
Mm.
It's like, not everyone that watches sports is stupid, but what are stupid people going to watch?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So here's the deal. This happened to be the most egregious thing ESPN has done in a good while, because it blew up. It was really a non-story. This could have been an internal personnel type thing, but the stupidity of it just ignited the internet, and it spilled over onto mainstream media, because every talk show I had run across the entire week had something to say about this. So we have an Asian sportscaster on ESPN. He's been there for a while. He's calling the football games. College football is kicking up this actually today, I think. We'll get started with all the football to create more concussions, but that's another story. We won't get into that. So the guy's name is Robert Lee, and this generated a couple of memos. Now, the official statement is saying, we gave him the choice. We were protecting him, you see, because apparently, according to ESPN, this is their official statement, if someone is watching the University of Virginia football game this weekend and they see the word Robert Lee on the screen, they may get triggered and do something that they're not supposed to.
Very dishonorable.
Very dishonorable indeed. Lee apparently is okay with it because he's just trying to keep his job.
When you say Lee, you mean Robert.
Robert Lee, yeah.
Not our Lee.
No.
No. You don't suppose Lee would need to change his name to like Grant Brown?
Just for the sake of non-triggering folk, let's say when we meet again, we just call him Grant. Don't tell him why. Just call him Grant.
I'm sure that will just be a smooth transition.
Oh, but of course, we do nothing but smooth transitions over here.
No crunchy transitions.
But that was the most egregious thing there. And I think I've laid it all out here that if you don't take the time to learn history, now, let me say this. You can take down all the monuments, all the statues, everything that reminds you of the Confederacy. It still happened. History is permanent. Statues aren't. Plaques aren't. History still happens, and all history is good. The good old days weren't all that great.
If only someone had written a book about it so that we didn't have to learn from statues.
Yeah, and that really needs to happen. People need to
maybe a whole library of books.
Get into the books, man. Get into the books. And when I say books, I don't mean Wikipedia. Get off of Wikipedia, because anybody and their mom can edit that thing and say that Lee Brown eats kippered herring every third hour of the show. That is, if Lee had a Wikipedia page. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks a fucking lot.
Thanks a lot. Ugh. All right. I'm done with that controversial topic. I think we danced around it quite nicely. We only had to admit Lee was right once. You successfully dodged it. You successfully dodged it. We shall be back. Hang on. I'll tell you what, if you the ads thing is supposed to be a 2-minute whatchamacallit. And it just so happens that African-American singer Charlie Pride's Kissin' Angel Good Morning is exactly 2 minutes. Now, given what we had just discussed, I just thought it was funny. I may be the only one. Tori, you there?
I love a little bit of Charlie Pride. Good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. All right, so you only have to break one more time, and I think that'll do it. I've been sending stuff down. I don't know whether to trip the servers or not. Oh well, shrug emoji. All right, not my channel. Now that we've done those things, we can get into the really controversial topics, the real nut meat of the situation. Tori.
Yes.
Would you put a sticker on your penis?
Again, or is this for advertising?
Hey, look, man, that's none of my business. But
is it going to be like enter code bang bang for 10% off at checkout?
Notice I didn't give you a hard time for that. As Americans, we welcome shilling. See, that's how it's done. That's the big difference between the American and the British version of the show. Well, that in the British show actually works.
Well, the Brits, they don't know how to do advertising, to be fair. They have zero skill in it because they have so much non-advertising on their little TV thing. Well, we, on the other hand, we're kind of, I don't want to say that we're leading the world in commercials, because I've seen some Russian commercials that were pretty good.
Yeah. You might say that we're immune to this stuff. Oh, yeah. So
it's closer to the truth.
Man, I can't get enough. Dang it, man.
Might as well face it.
So now here's the question. Would you put a sticker on your penis? I'd say no, because it's risky. This just doesn't make sense to me. Look at this. The GIF tip. One, it looks way too jaunty for something that will happen, that you could invariably use once or twice. Two, it's invalidating the laws of physics. Don't you know what happens when you cover a boiling pot with a lid? This is a product created in a desperate attempt to avoid using condoms. It involves a sticker to seal your urethra shut during sex. It's called the GIF tip, Jiftip. It's a sticker that covers your urethra and is sold as a way to feel your partner, feel freedom, feel safe. It's not safe. We have a physician here with Orlando Health, Mr. Blarmblatt, says users who visit the GIFTIP website also have to dig a bit to find the disclaimer that the product is not intended or approved to prevent pregnancies or STDs. Well, so that happened. I guess that gets a whelp. And the
I applaud their effort. I see what they're trying to do. Not helping.
No. This sells in a 3-pack for $6. It says it should only be used with the pull-out method and that it's not recommended to ejaculate with the patch on during sex. You think? This is wrong on many levels.
This isn't a gateway condom.
No, I mean, for goodness sakes, one...
Barely the gateway.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever taken a good look at your penis, you will see that you have, it's like one of those, those 4-color pens. You push something on the top and a different color comes out. Well, you've got two.
You might need to see a doctor, Jay. That's not normal.
You got, well, obviously everything exits to the same port, but what you're supposed to exit either your urine or your semen.
Or pre-cum.
It all travels down the same path, but there's a different port to get to it, and your body's not going to know which one to get to. And those two, if they mix, it can cause irritation. It can cause problems.
That's the original don't cross the streams.
Yes, you're really not supposed to cross the streams on that.
Plus, has anybody ever had a Band-Aid come off in the swimming pool? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Plaster. Sorry, Brits.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. It's okay.
Learn to speak better.
Learn English.
Stupid fucking words.
See, now, here's an actual story that we can actually agree on. Let me bring this in here. From the New York Post. Getting a lot of American stories these days, so we have to really get it on here. Vaginas need sex or they will waste away. Let's just leave that right there on YouTube so that they can get a good look at that. From The Sun, it is called vaginal atrophy. Now, I would say that this would be true of pretty much any muscle on your body. I mean, because you can have atrophy of your legs, your arms. Say if you've had surgery, you've been laid up in bed, and this is why when you have surgery, they didn't used to do this, but when you have like a major surgery, you're recovering in the bed, they will get you up and move you around, just kind of walk about, get the muscles ready to go, so that things don't get all stiff and oogly and weird. It says here
much like stretching before a workout.
Oh yeah, just when you thought you had enough to worry about, your partner may have a depressed vagina.
I'm just very pleased to learn just now that my penis will never have atrophy.
There you go. Good on you. That's how it needs to be. Work your muscles, people. You don't have to go to the gym. You can do it outside. Well, no, don't do it outside.
If you do, make sure someone films it, because at least, you can recur some of the costs of court.
Oh, yeah. See, now, vaginal atrophy can occur in women who have been treated for cancer. Also, it has an effect on how the body producing less estrogen than normal, which can have an effect on how the vaginal wall behaves. This might seem like enough to put you off having sex for good, but regular orgasms, either from your partner or from yourself, can ward off the nasty symptoms. And the key is the increased blood flow. It almost is like a workout down there. Now, what do you think this article was the product of, Tori? Do you think that someone got caught doing something they ought not to be doing in the office, and they said, I'm just doing research, and then they quickly cobbled together an article with scientific dedications and interviews and things like that? Or is someone actually studying this for their job? In which case, I would love to see the proposal paper for this.
I would love to know if they're hiring.
Do we need more subjects? I seem to have lost my train of thought there. I was thinking about something else.
I can't
sorry
stop
for the
looking
dead
at
air.
this picture.
I've moved it off the whatchamacallit there, so YouTube isn't getting that anymore.
I'm saying that the young men probably, if they're interested in the vagina, should probably spread this news story far and wide. Fill your Facebook feed with this story. Even if it's incorrect information, this can't hurt your chances.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't take care of things, then, I mean, it's just the same for the gentleman. I believe I brought this up last week on the show, the Sunday show, because we weren't here Saturday. Last week, I said that men need to exercise their prostate by getting after it, either by yourself or with someone else, consenting, of course, in order to maintain prostate health. I think I might have heard it on No Agenda. In which case, the Wigware might have been caught doing something in the elevator. He doesn't like the elevator in the first place. So he doesn't like the elevator in the first place. So I cannot vouch for the validity of it, but until I'm told otherwise, I'm going to continue my healthy regimen, as we should all. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? And I mean in the carnal sense. Get in there and really take yourself out. Well, no, don't do that.
Also,
I mean,
if you don't love yourself, how will you know that you can love anyone else?
How can you convince other people that you should be loved? Hey, I am a good person to love. I believe it was the poet laureate, Cat Williams, who once opined, "It's called self-esteem. How could I mess up the way you feel about you?" I just happened to look at the Discord chat. And speaking of exercising,
douches?
No. I was moving away from him and doing this right here. Man was arrested in fence sex case. So there's the link in the Discord there. A warrant has been issued for a Texas man, who stands accused of having sex with a chain link fence. This doesn't make any sense at all. Especially the clip art of the fence right next to his face. You're just tempting him now.
This isn't the wall that we were promised, is it?
No, I don't think so.
It is Texas. Has anybody seen Dan lately?
Elodoro Estala failed to appear in a court hearing for this indecent exposure case. He was arrested in March on the misdemeanor count after an Austin neighbor told cops that she saw him having sex with a fence that separates their residences. Aw.
He wasn't trespassing, just the tip.
He was trying to get the tip off. That's what happened. That's what it was. He disrobed when he realized that Diana Vasquez was recording him with her cell phone as he urinated onto the fence. We need to read this. As detailed in an arrest affidavit, Estala initially put his mouth inside the chain link fence and stuck his tongue out, moving it up and down. He said, Vasquez told police, said it seemed Estala was demonstrating a sexual act on the fence. It says here, parentheses, cunnilingus.
Maybe he was just thinking of the fence's needs.
I mean, how can you not be a tender lover if you're always thinking about yourself, right? I mean, my goodness. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm just thinking of how this would have made a great scene in Home Improvement.
Investigators allege that Estala, who appeared intoxicated, proceeded to stick his erect penis into the chain link fence and have sex with the fence. He apparently thought this fence was a female, said Vasquez, who still was rolling video at that time. When questioned by cops, the uncooperative Estala denied getting frisky with the fence, seen below, saying he was inside his apartment. Now, what does he have inside his apartment that would prompt him to perform these actions? Clearly, he may not have a girlfriend. What else might there be?
Maybe a picket fence?
Oh, no, you don't want a picket fence. Splinters everywhere.
With like a knot hole in it. I don't want a chain link fence, to be honest, Jay.
No. Can't do it. Oh.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. That's funny. People doing things to inanimate objects. And there seems to be more there seems to be more acceptance of it, especially for the gentlemen these days. What with the proliferation of these fleshlights and the robotic whatchamacallits, there's one more thing we also need to look at here. And we'll do it. And I don't know how I feel about this. I say whatever floats your boat, but you may have more thoughts on this story. We'll get into it right after the ad. Well, all right. There it is. Oh, yeah, I forgot that was in there. All right. So I guess I can talk now. Big Boss J Mendo, Tori here, which I assume is there. Tori, can you speak to me just a little bit?
I can do so, Jay.
Oh, there it is. For some reason, I wasn't lighting up while the music was playing. and as it's feeding to Discord, it should be lighting up. So I was afraid to touch anything lest something else had crashed. You know, I was the one who said we should go to Discord. We should go do all this. Discord has been giving me more problems than anybody else.
No good deed goes unpunished.
I guess not. I mean, usually whenever I call into the Sunday show and I get the big build up from you two, and there's absolutely nothing there, it's me talking, but I don't see myself light up. That shows, hey, I can be heard. And so then I have to scramble and run around with Discord and try to fix it. Of course, it was worse during one of our game nights. I just rolled in there with a giant, but apparently, I don't know why I introduced this brand back into my signal chain, but it wasn't having it, and it blew everybody's ears out. And I think I didn't notice it until the first time we did a show. In August, and you spent the first segment of the show laughing you're laughing your head off, because everything was completely so distorted. It was just a wall of noise.
Yes. Yeah, I'm having flashbacks now.
Yeah, so I fixed that. So Discord is getting this lovely, high-quality, $1,000 input that better not distort.
It hasn't distorted at all, Jay.
It hasn't distorted at all. Great. So we have the ability, just to pull back the curtain here, I'm sending to you through this, whatchamacallit, this little box here, this Universal Audio Apollo Twin Duo USB. I rebuilt my machine for this thing. Skype is coming in through a, what do you call it? A little one of those little Behringer USB dealybubs. Discord was coming through to another USB Behringer dealybub. And it is that specific device that was completely distorting everything. So I yanked it out. Good yanking always fix things, Tori.
Well, you know, it never hurts to try.
Oh, yeah.
Like I always say, have you tried jiggling the handle?
I jiggled many things to try to get this to work because I love it when things work right and everybody's bouncy and cool. Like I said, as we were going to the break, the taboo of the whole male devices for pleasure seems to be going away as the population gets younger and I'd say more insulated. The millennials aren't dating, they're Netflixing and chilling, or they're just Netflixing, mostly just Netflixing. And they're taking care of themselves. Now, I've put this story in the Discord here, and I don't know how I feel about this. I'd like to know what you think. Sex robots are being made to look like customers' dead wives. And one firm insists it's the best way to help with their grief.
Very unfortunate name for this reporter.
Yeah. Oh, George Harrison brings us in from The Sun. You know, I didn't know that these companies were so far ahead of the curve. The Sun spoke to True Companion. This is an American company. You're welcome, the world. The American company behind the world's first sex robot to learn what people are really looking for in their doll lovers. The talking sex toys can be fully customized with the option to model the faces after loved ones. This has led to Roxy, and YouTube will get a good eyeful of that right there. The pioneering company's customizable sex bot proving extremely popular with bereaved men who want a doll resembling their dead wives. Alongside requests for celebrity lookalikes, the dead is one of the more common things customers are looking for. That's what True Companion is all about, they say.
If I'm in a loveless marriage, I get one of these while she's still alive.
Well, yeah.
Put it in a bed next to her.
What? And just play musical chairs?
And then I hope she doesn't have trouble sleeping. Because I will not be asleep.
He explained that for many people, the social aspects of owning a sex bot are far more important than the physical side of things. He says 80% of involvement is social, meaning the interaction, which is a bit mundane and conversational. 10 to 20% is the actual physical engagement from a sexual perspective. Most of the customers are just people looking for companionship, a loving touch, and a warm embrace.
Honey, why does your doll look like my sister?
You know that's going to happen. I would wager that's probably already happened maybe 10 or 12 times already. Maybe a little adjustments here or there. No, that doesn't look like your sister at all. What are you talking about? I'm a brunette. That's a blonde.
Your sister doesn't have a stain there.
It's ridiculous. I think we've answered. I'll ask this question. Would you get your swerve on with a robot? Tori, the floor is yours.
You know, the initial reaction is just a hands down no. But that's assuming that robots will always be as they are now. Now, what if in future that people become more robotic for medical reasons, like exoskeletons, endoskeletons, that sort of thing, to where someone could end up being like half human, half robot.
You want a hydraulic penis, don't you?
Well, I'm not saying no. Maybe a second penis that's hydraulic.
A stunt penis.
Yeah. An emergency brake.
Oh, the Jake brake. I can't say. Well, you know what? It just seems like a whole lot for a little. You catch my drift? I mean, these can't be cheap.
Well, and there's also if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think humanity's existence proves some things aren't broken.
What if we gave all of the white supremacists and neo-Nazis these sex dolls so they wouldn't be breeding and they wouldn't have to pass down their hate to other people? Ooh. What if this could be a government-funded way to stamp out hate in the most glorious way possible? Actually, that might spur enrollment. That's a bad idea. We don't want that. Look, you just got to flesh out these ideas, make sure they're all right. So, think about it. Would I do it?
This is a growth market.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. Maybe.
Well, what's the recycling chance on this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not something you're going to be buying at the consignment shop.
Certainly not an Etsy type thing.
Yeah.
Definitely not eBay. I mean, heck, Amazon has trouble keeping counterfeit sex toys. They still make their way onto the platform, and people are buying them, and they're going around talking about these things. Would I do it? Thinking about it, at first it would be a hard pass, and then as time goes on, as the robots slowly take over, and things become more autonomous, I might give it a shot.
I mean, if you lock me in a cell with 3 hots and a cot and this thing, yeah, eventually it's probably gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
Out of boredom, if nothing else. I mean,
Well, yeah.
so I don't want to say absolutely no. But
Yeah, it's not a full on hard pass. It's more of a, all right, that's a thing. That happened. Okay. So, shrug emoji. Not my channel. I'm gonna put it on Twitch and see what happens. That is absolutely hilarious. Now then, let's see, where were we? Let's see, man, sex with fence, custom sex robots. Yes. This story, I don't know what to make of this next story. We've stayed true to extra dirty form and done that, but this little thing from the Daily Mail, I don't understand. This seems to be more of a pet rock type thing to separate you from your money as quickly as possible. The Daily Mail says crotch charms are now available for women to dangle from their swimsuits between their legs.
Let me just speak for guys and say, when I look between the swimsuit, the legs of the swimsuit of a woman, I don't want to see anything dangling.
You do not say. No.
Zip.
No. This is a bad idea.
This is horrific.
Absolutely very dishonorable. A Japanese company.
Horrific, it's with a W.
A Japanese company is selling what I would say would be most uncomfortable and impractical pieces of jewelry ever dreamed up. Bio Divas in Tokyo is offering what they're calling the beach tail and describes it as sexy charms for bikini crotch. The metallic charms are meant to be worn through the crotch of the bikinis as the decorations dangle between the woman's legs. See diagram and don't mind the mouse pointing there on YouTube. It's metal. This is just an accident waiting to happen, if you ask me.
Well, look at how it attaches, too. I mean, is that going to be comfortable on the inside of the bikini?
I mean, people...
That metal chain right up against your tank?
I mean, people complain about wearing thongs anyway. Why are you adding material that isn't soft?
Yeah, why are you making your crotch look like a fishing lure at the beach?
Yeah. God help you.
How's it going to work in the water?
Yeah, you know...
A couple bites?
What about the guy with the... What about the guy with the, what is that? The guy on the beach with the metal detector? Probably what Lou's doing right now. Beep, 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 beep. Ooh, hello, how you doing? The company calls the jewelry classy and original. Wrong on both counts. See, this is the point where there should have been a number 6 or whatever we're calling it, but I'm gonna have to get a new tablet or something. Maybe this isn't doing it like it's supposed to. There we go. They can also be worn with panties, thongs, tangas, whatever that is, and shorts. There are also 2 loose chains that dangle between the leg with designs featuring gems on the end. Would you consider this a branding opportunity? Little Dirty Boxers chain for the ladies. You're speechless. This is brilliant.
I'm choosing my words wisely.
Be very careful what we do here. Keep in mind, we have an international audience of 8 of listeners that are that are getting a gander of what the Americans are talking about these days.
Now, for a happy couple, this could be a nice thing because it's basically a quick grip handle to move things
Jesus.
out of the way.
Oh, good God. I was not expecting that.
Neither will she be. That's why you should buy her one for birthday.
What are you calling it? The Trump? Is that what it is? Oh, good Lord.
It's a quick flip tab.
No, don't say pull tab. Oh, good Lord. Well, there's that. It was the last show of the summer. This was. I think you're gone next week, right? You're taking some time
In
off?
several ways, yes.
Mhm.
Going to see the fish.
Yes, I'm going to be gone as well. I'll be hopefully getting down to Atlanta for the Dragon Cons.
Ooh.
Maybe not. I don't know. Things are still up in the air. Especially if I have to work. We might just kill the whole thing. Anyway, should we do this again? Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Tori, for being here.
Thank you again, Jay.
The Dirty Boxers Saturday show is the American production. We've done things. So we'll see you next time. All right. All right. Let's stop. And
I didn't want to go with ripcord.
no. There it goes. All right. MASH Radio is back, as it were. Unfettered, untouched, unmolested.
Unsullied.
Unsullied by human hands. Let me just stop this here. We had so many technical problems I didn't get to how I almost burned down the house. In fact, I got to go look for ceiling fans today because I walked into the house, turned on the fan, and all I heard was brrr. I'm like, oh, shoot, what was that? Nothing was running. And so I did what you normally would do, and that's call the fire department. And they came out, said, yeah, don't turn that on. They had the little heat gun that makes sure there's nothing burning up in the attic, because I can't get up there. I want to be sure that there's nothing going on up there. So now I got to buy a new ceiling fan. So that's where I have to head here in a few minutes. So let me just shut down Edcast. MASH Radio is back on, and I think we are cool. Man, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Jay. That was fun.
Have fun with fish next week. You going to call in next Sunday, or are you going to be back by then?
I may be able to call in from the hotel room.
Cool. All right, let me just stop.